I'm a homeopathic doctor and I treated people for 20 years, and I came to the conclusion after a while that the process of treating people was just too slow because there was so much memory that was unprocessed and really needed to be completed for people to move on from their past and make peace with it. So in this vein, I spent about 20 years working on a formula, liberation, which is exactly that. It goes into the memory, it allows us to complete the process of the thought, and then once we've completed it and felt it in our body, it allows us to let it go. And in this way, we've had miraculous results with it. It really allows people to finish the unfinished business of the past, to move on from things that they've got stuck in their cellular memory and they can't move past, and really make peace with what's happened in their life and see it in a way that makes sense so they can understand why it all happened. But more finish with it. You know, a lot of this takes place in dreams. People have dreams of old relationships, friends that are gone, old family members, interactions which they felt didn't go correctly. And it allows them to play these events out in dreams. Now, once we play them out in dreams and our body feels them, we're able to really let go of them. And this is nothing short of miraculous, because it means that while we sleep, we can heal and we can get better. And then when we wake up in the morning, we remember the dream, and we're able to take a deep breath and feel that memory leaving from the body. And this is huge, because as we do this, we get lighter and lighter. When I first created Liberation, I was exhausted. I was finished. It was childcare for my daughter. It was like patients. It was like bills. I was just overwhelmed. And as I started taking Liberation, it started to allow me to make peace with the past. It felt like I was on a ship and I was throwing bags of concrete over the side, which allowed me to get lighter and lighter in the water. And so the image that came to mind was very much around, you know, as the ship got lighter with all the memories that I'd made peace with. It started with old girlfriends, and then moved to family members, and then old friendships. There had been squabbles, and in each of these dreams there was some sense of resolution. Now, as this happened, it felt like the boat got lighter and lighter, and the boat, of course, was me. And as it got lighter and lighter, I was able to look around and decide, well, where do I actually want to go now? What do I want to do? So it became a lot easier for me to actually function and have a bit of space in my life. And this is what it does. It creates space in your life because it clears the memory. If we were to imagine an image around this, could look at it as a backpack which we were carrying. Now, as we're carrying this backpack, it's dense with memory, and as we go through this process, we let go of it, we let go of it, we let go of it, and slowly the backpack becomes lighter. So it means that every moment we come to, we're not carrying this weight of memories from the past. It even goes back into family, cellular memories, reincarnation memories, all of this, but it starts with the most important stuff, the unfinished business of the past. I just like to tell a story because it shows how this worked in my life. But the most remarkable thing it did, well, one of the most remarkable things was that I'd had a relationship 20 years ago, and it was a very intense, very passionate relationship, and then it ended very badly. And then I never spoke to her again. And in the dream, I was speaking to her, and we were married, and she was 9 months pregnant. She was about to have a child. And then I woke up, and we were happy. Yeah. So I woke up and I said, oh wow, that's what would have happened had it continued. But it didn't happen, but it allowed my body to feel what would have happened and then let go of it. And I almost felt something leave my body, and it was like the unfinished business, because on some level I'd been unable to process that memory. But when I felt it in the dream, and even though it was a good thing and it never happened, I mean, I've now got a beautiful daughter, so it's all good. But it allowed me to make peace with the past, for my psyche to actually let go of what had happened. And this is what liberation does. It allows us to examine our past with a comb and go through all these different events and bring them to resolution. It sounds fantastic, and in fact it is, but when you look at what's in it, the 9 gems are really this is the key ingredient, which is it's specifically designed to go into the memory that's held in our cells and clear it. So this is really what liberation does. Redemption is different. Redemption works with the patterns. Where liberation deals with memory and clearing and finishing memories, redemption deals with the actual patterns that arise from the memory. So for example, you have a bad experience and you go into a tensing up space, or you get angry, or that becomes a normal pattern. And what redemption does is it actually works through these patterns. It actually brings them to light. It shines a light on them, and in many cases it flushes them out. Now a lot of the stuff can be quite physical, because the patterns are obviously physical patterns, not just mental, emotional patterns. So sometimes people will go through some physical symptoms associated with patterns. So for example, if you normally get angry as a result of stuff and then your stomach tenses up, what might happen when you're taking redemption is you might feel a bit of stomach discomfort as the anger starts clearing from the body. But what redemption really does is it breaks the box that we're in. So it allows us to assume a new form. I mean, it's quite a radical substance, because it's an intelligent substance, because it's based on the mother of all plants. So it's like it's a living plant thing, a goddess basically, and she comes in and she basically shines the light on whatever needs to have a light shone on it and bring whatever out of the corners. So it's like it's a broom that sweeps clean, and a lot of what's being swept clean is the patterning that we've acquired as a result of living in the world. So it works very nicely with liberation together. Initially best sometimes to take liberation first to clear some of the weight of memory, and then to go in with the redemption to bring out the patterning to light so we can actually clear it. The Blue Lotus is made from the Blue Lotus flower. It's an alchemical preparation, and in the preparation I used the waters of Glastonbury, the red spring and the white spring. The red spring high in iron, representing the feminine, and the white spring high in calcium, representing the masculine. So when I made this remedy, I actually used the waters from both of these springs. So it's like the masculine and the feminine united, and I used that to make up the tea that the Blue Lotus was actually brewed in. So I then went through my alchemical process with it, and it turned it into the Blue Lotus today. Now what Blue Lotus does, it's very much like pouring silk on the nervous system. It flushes away all tension. It's great for sleeping, it's great for children, it's great for anytime you have too much tension in the body. It just relaxes it without affecting the mind. It just like pours this beautiful silk on the whole system, and it allows you to truly relax. Blue Lotus can be used at any time by anyone, and people use it before public speaking and makes them relax. People use it before sleep, it calms them down. I give it to my child, my daughter, she's 8. Whenever she gets a bit wild and crazy or nervous or agitated, I give her a dose of Blue Lotus. It calms her down completely, and she returns to her normal loving state. So really the Blue Lotus is like the glue that holds it all together. It allows us to slow the process down if we're running stuff with liberation and redemption, to actually calm ourselves down so that we can actually be in a state of peace at any time. It really is a gift at this point for anyone to have, and it's not really, it doesn't need to be taken in conjunction with liberation and redemption. It stands on its own, because it's basically the new rescue remedy. It's what rescue remedy does, but it's deeper acting, because it really soothes the nervous system. And it's not just a flower essence, it's an actual alchemical preparation prepared with these 2 holy springs. The legend is that the springs are guarded by a dragon and a sword, and when I was making these in Glastonbury, I actually saw the dragon and the sword under the mountain as part of it. And it's really bringing that essence of the ancient Arthurian legendary and mythology into a substance that we can consume. So it's got all the sacredness of the ancient English and Celtic lineages, but it's this tropical lotus which is used throughout the world. The Blue Lotus is used to calm everything down, to be a mild euphoric, which is, if people are in a state of mild euphoria, they're much calmer, they're much more able to function and do what they need to do. So really this is how Blue Lotus is to be used. So in terms of taking it, some people like to take it in the day, some people like to take it at night. What I suggest to begin with is that people take it in the evening, just before bed for the first week, and so that the heavier stuff plays out in dreams, and then take it during the day so you get to see all the stuff that happens during the day. Some people just take it for dreams, they love it for that. If you take it in the day, there will still be some dream work, but it just gives you a chance to see how it will change the day and who from your past comes up. There are lots of distributors worldwide, so it's easy to get hold of because everyone's been so enthusiastic about this at this time. And yeah, I would just like to say thank you all for being part of Liberation. And if you're interested in more information about what's happening, there's the Facebook group Liberation the Remedy, where everyone comes together to talk about their experiences with it and what it's been doing for them. And it's quite an exciting space to be in because it's an ongoing thing with protocols and sort of experiences and testimonials and just what people are getting from it, how they feel drawn to work with it. Yeah, blessings to all, and thank you.